So there's something about these replays that is already interesting before having watched them. So that should be a bit of a clue for you guys. But yeah, anyway, let's get into this. It's oKhaliD and Ahmad in the blue. We've got Luis and Torres in the orange. Bit of KSA versus Spain here, I would imagine. So you'd have to expect oKhaliD and Ahmad to be the favorites right now. Well, oKhaliD plus anyone is probably the favorites, as long as all the players are high rated these days, because he has just been ranked 1 in every single game mode. He's the king of Rocket League ranks right now. But these guys have got a ton of experience playing together, going way back, many, many years now. You know, SRG are actually becoming one of the oldest Rocket League rosters. It looks like it will be 1-0. No, actually, oKhaliD can't get one last touch on that one, so still no goals. Luis threatening a reset shot of his own. oKhaliD, good positioning there in the net. He knows that that's off target, and Ahmad's waiting in front of him to try and get a redirect on target. Oh, that's a goal almost. Again, just so close, but not quite for oKhaliD in this #1 game. That's a decent bump attempt by oKhaliD as well. Torres and Luis are sustaining this pressure pretty well. There've been a couple of times where really they could have been scoring, or they could have been scored on, but they have avoided it. Oh, accidental side flip there by Ahmad, who's decided to run the G2 decal in this game. Luis has totally missed his well shot. He did have boost there, so it wasn't the issue. Torres into the middle. It's great positioning by oKhaliD. Had the whole net covered. And a bit more boost for Ahmad. Would have been a goal there. It is now. You can't let those bounce. It has to be challenged as the ball bounces off the back wall there, as if you're an attacker with bad accuracy. I mean, in that position, really, as a defender, that's the mentality you need to have. You need to attack the ball as if you're going to beat everybody to it, but just make sure you miss. Make sure you miss the goal. And it's already 2-0. Kickoff pressure from KSA and from Spanish players has been, you know, known for a long time now in 2v2. I mean, a lot of people call the demo kickoff, the fake kickoff combined with the demo, the Spanish kickoff. I'm not sure if it was first done by Spanish players in Rocket League Rank 2s, but it was definitely popularized by them and also by KSA players. They're the two groups of players who have really been doing that an awful lot. Now, pressure is absolutely on. You see the confidence for oKhaliD and Ahmad to just attack the ball continuously because the rotations are coming in hot, and Torres, in a panic, has conceded a 4th goal. That's game. I have not paused this. GG, 4-0. oKhaliD and Ahmad take it. It was just constant pressure, start to finish. You just really never got a chance to see what the other side of the field looked like. If you're playing in the orange team here. Now, I'm going to just bring up the overlay real quick as I load up the second replay. But let me just inform you of some details about these replays. So that replay happened at 7:23 p.m. Now, the next replay we're going to watch happened at 7:30 p.m. on the same day. So these replays were back-to-back ranked games. Now, that's not too crazy. There's nothing too crazy about that. I mean, it's high rank. If you queue up again, you're very likely to get the same team, because there's not many people who are high rated enough to even run into each other at these kind of ranks. So anyway, let's get into the second one. This happened immediately afterwards, and it's the exact same teams. Luis and Torres in the blue this time on Wasteland Night. oKhaliD and Ahmad in the orange. So a bit of a slow cheat there from oKhaliD to start off. And good job by Luis to hold on to the back corner. He was just about, but it's not really ended up going too well for them. Chaos ensues again. And counter-attack pressure really is not all that threatening for Luis and Torres. They just can't keep up with the recovery pace of their opponents. Perfect pass. It's infield to oKhaliD. 1-0 already. And they just look that little bit more threatening in offense. It's really no shame to Luis and Torres for falling second best in mechanics here. I mean, Ahmad is extremely famous for being one of the most mechanical players, but I think oKhaliD's mechanics are incredibly underrated, maybe even partly due to the way that I talk about him, because I'm always talking about how smart he is, but yeah, mechanically he is just a monster as well. You know, just as fast as anyone in the game. And although he's not the flashiest of players, he doesn't have to be. And they are just dominating at the moment. All kinds of pressure from the get-go. Only 2 shots to nothing though. But here's oKhaliD with a second one. And he makes it a double. Just because why not? And I'll reiterate, I've not seen these replays. Talking about him being a mechanical player. There you go. Some evidence. Yeah, he's definitely incredibly mechanical. I think if one day oKhaliD might decide to play a bit more of a flashy play style just because he wants to show people, hey, I've been mechanical this whole time. Just never needed it until now. But look at the boost starvation that's happening. There are no big boosts on the field right now that belong to the Spaniards. Every single one of them being stolen here. 2 in a row there from Ahmad. And you can see the problems it's causing Torres and Luis. Every single big boost has been taken. Okay, has Luis got one? No, I don't think he does. Yeah, Luis has still not been able to grab one. That's a great aerial though by Torres. Should be a goal. No, oKhaliD blocks it at the near post. Still no goals in 2 games for oKhaliD and Ahmad. And that's going to be 3, isn't it? No, well saved. Torres fin up some big plays here in the second game. Now you can see as the pressure mounts on them, they really do struggle to play with the same kind of synergy that the KSA boys have got. That was great defense from oKhaliD again, just effortless as he dismantles an offensive play. Now Ahmad drops it straight down. Torres keeps his eye on oKhaliD at the back post. oKhaliD always going for those awkward little touches as he leaves the half. Look at them both. They're both so eager to take the ball from each other that they just go straight in for it. Right next to one another. But it kind of works out. You know, when you can read each other as well as oKhaliD and Ahmad do, it doesn't matter too much if you're both going for the same play. As long as your recoveries are good, as long as you're not actively bumping one another and playing the same ball, you can't afford to make that happen. Luis. Early interception. oKhaliD sends it long into the midfield. Looks like Ahmad initially misread that bounce, but he corrected himself. And now oKhaliD trying to pass to Ahmad, but nothing going on that side of the field. Didn't look like Ahmad had the right amount of boost for oKhaliD to be passing to him there. oKhaliD looking for the reset. Didn't land it. Torres had him covered anyway, but he won't be able to keep Ahmad back for long. Now it's Luis versus Ahmad. Well shot. To the bottom right corner, 3-0. And it's just as one-sided as the first game was. Maybe a little less so because there's still some time for Luis and Torres to pick it up. Another early interception from Luis off the sidewall, but there's never been a follow-up on any of these. If you're going to go for early interceptions off the sidewall like this, you need to get some kind of midfield pressure so that you can attack the ball. Ahmad just guiding oKhaliD's shot into the net. Look at Ahmad's recovery there. It's so fast as he gets back into the play. Torres might be in trouble. No, he's done well here. Luis with the pre-flip gets bumped out of it. And that's going to give more breathing room to KSA. Just relentless, non-stop pressure from oKhaliD and Ahmad. Another great piece of evasion from oKhaliD in defense. And is there anyone more scary to see barreling towards you than one of these guys in rank 2? So I think when when you're being dribbled, it's got to be oKhaliD that's the scariest player to see dribbling at you, with the bounce dribble in particular. But to see a nameplate flying at you, I think Ahmad's might be the scariest name in this lobby to see flying, followed by Luis. Luis is terrifying in the air on this day. This, unfortunately for him, hasn't been it. Oh, Torres has just dropped in another goal, and that is the forfeit in the second game with the exact same scoreline. Better performance from Luis and Torres here. Really, nothing much that they can do against this kind of boost starvation. Luis in chat right now is saying we're literally trolling Lamau right now. Wait, you're trolling in these games? I don't know if I believe you, Luis. I'm just gonna be completely honest with you. Doesn't look like you're trolling. It looks like you're sweating in these games. I'm just just gonna be honest with you here. No? Oh, maybe I've misunderstood you. Anyway. I think these games look pretty sweaty. Oh, at the end. Okay, fair enough. Maybe when you're down 3-0, you're trolling. But yeah, I wasn't going to believe you if you say that you're trolling from start to finish here. Anyway, oKhaliD and Ahmad are just incredible at 2v2. They're one of the best 2v2 duos in the world. And they can do this to, I mean, I've seen them do this to just about anyone if they're playing with confidence, especially. The one thing that lacked from oKhaliD and Ahmad when they played 2v2 in Fusion was confidence. You know, oKhaliD was playing very slowly because I think he was worried about messing up, and Ahmad just couldn't hit the ball at times. So they got outplayed by Astral and Chaussette, although Astral and Chaussette played incredibly well. They went on to the final in that tournament, so another very, very scary twos team. But yeah, French twos, Saudi Arabia twos, Spanish twos, all very scary nations to go up against in 2v2. England as well, actually. England have had some really good duos pop up in 2v2. And don't forget, it was, I think, Ixo and Breezy who beat oKhaliD and Ahmad in a 2v2 show match. If you want to go watch that on YouTube, that was a live 2v2 show match. Anyway, we've got one more replay to watch here, guys. So let's go ahead and get into this. And yeah, you've guessed it. This is the very next ranked game that these two teams played. This started 5 minutes after the previous one started. So literally a case of back to the main menu. You queue up, you get another game immediately. And you guys might see where this is going here, but let's get into it either way. It's blue team for oKhaliD and Ahmad, and Luis and Torres in the orange. A little bit of Farmstead. And that's a pretty good start for Ahmad. He's just going to leave it for oKhaliD. Oh no. That is probably the worst kickoff imaginable. Dead ball. 50-50, 2 times in a row, except the Spanish players have both bounced off the ball. And Ahmad is just stuck right next to it. Lets oKhaliD run through with the goal. You can see that he was so eager for oKhaliD to arrive. He's saying, "Where are you, man? Can you please arrive and hit this? I'm holding the ball in midfield." Oh my goodness, what a save by oKhaliD. That was a pretty disgusting flick by Luis, but nothing is going well for them. Ahmad's dunked in another one. I mean, at this point, if this is the 3rd game in a row you've played against the same team who have just grannied you twice in a row, they've put 4 goals past you twice in a row, and the game starts off with 2 50-50 goals, yeah, you probably feel like it might not be your day. Obviously, I'm referring to 50-50 in the setup. Torres trying. Oh, Luis, you have absolutely no loyalty whatsoever. Poor Torres. oKhaliD. Huge target in the middle. Decides not to shoot, instead playing for the boost steal. That's something that worked extremely well for KSA in the last game. There it is again. So oKhaliD's taken 1 boost, Ahmad's taken the other, and then there's a much safer goal on an undefended top corner. So a bit of composure there from oKhaliD. A lot of players would have just taken a shot in that position. He shows you don't have to snatch at it. You can just play for the extended pressure. And I think I just saw Luis pick up a boost in the back corner for the first time in a while. They've got control of the back corner boost. And another one. Luis has clocked on to the fact that those have been stolen away a few times. So he's tried to grab a couple in a row. But in the hunt for the flick goal, he's hit the bar. And Ahmad starts to dismantle them once again. Look out for the demo. oKhaliD's jumped just to try and force Luis to do likewise. Very well defended by Luis there. Fantastic work to keep both oKhaliD and Ahmad at bay. And a chance for Torres on the double. He's hit the post. He's hit both posts, and now he's hit the post again. Oh, it's just not the day for Luis and Torres. That was a great try. Reflex double attempt, and he's hit both posts. I mean, you don't need luck to go against you to have a hard time against oKhaliD and Ahmad, but luck's definitely gone against him in this game. This has been an absolute howler. Now they've got a bit of a mix-up, but well recovered by Torres. Luis trying to play it into a position he can utilize, but it's just not possible. And now here comes Ahmad, looking for the double. There it is, 4-0 once again, and you guessed it, it's another forfeit. So there you go, 3 games in a row. I know you guys are probably going to want me to go watch that double touch one more time, except on the scorer's perspective. Let's do that. 3 games in a row, same teams in ranked, and they were all the exact same score. Now, I don't think I've ever seen that before. I was looking on ballchasing.com for pro replays. I searched pro 2v2, and I started scrolling down to see if I could find any interesting matchups, to see if I could find any teams queuing into each other over and over again. And then I saw these 3 replays. in a line on ballchasing.com, and I thought to myself that what had happened is that 3 players in the lobby for one of those games must have their auto upload turned on. So when that happens, when 3 players upload the same replay, obviously you just get the same score, same players 3 times in a row. But then I looked a bit closer and I saw that the times for the replays being uploaded were not all the same. They were actually different. So I downloaded them, and sure enough, it's 3 completely different games. And it is just something I've never seen before. Exact same scoreline, exact same teams, 3 games in a row. I mean, if you don't believe me, there's the evidence. So we've got the same date. These are actually back in December. I was scrolling a fair bit through the Pro 2v2 replays to see if I could find any that were interesting. And yeah, I saw this, so I thought, okay, that must be the same replay 3 times. Nope, different. 7:23, 7:30, 7:35 p.m. I've never seen that before. But yeah, really, really cool games. It's always a ton of fun to cast oKhaliD and Ahmad playing 2v2. Luis and Torres couldn't really do a lot here against this level of mechanical ability, this consistency, cohesion that the KSA boys have got. They go back a long way. They've got a ton of experience being teammates, and not only in 3s but playing 2s together. But yeah, the boost starvation, the recoveries, and the pressure, the ball pressure from oKhaliD and Ahmad, and also some incredibly clutch saves, just completely denying Luis and Torres any goals in these 3 games. So we have to watch back. I think this is the crazy save from oKhaliD. I don't know how he's managed this. That's a really good save. Didn't get the best landing off it. And then check out this from Ahmad. Just a little spiral into a dunk. 2-0. And yeah, when things are going against you this much, when you just cannot score and you're losing every 50-50, yeah, it can get a little bit ugly.